What would the ultimate creative studio look like? If there were no limits. A place where over 100 artists could work together to create the most ambitious visual projects imaginable. There's just one problem. I have no idea how to design a building. A few years ago, a friend told me about his dream home, and it made me realize something. I wasn't dreaming big enough. If I was going to build something one day, why not build the ultimate creative studio? Over the next few months, I'll be designing the Blender Shenanigans headquarters as if it was made in real life. Let's start with the floor plan. Wait, where do I put the walls? What rooms do I need? Where do I put the doors? Thankfully, there are lots of resources on YouTube, so I started learning about architecture. Apparently, you're supposed to start with a bubble diagram, which is just circling where the main sections of the house will be. This seemed simple enough at first, but then I took the drawing into ChatGPT, it analyzed the image, and basically told me that I had to start over. So I redrew every circle in a new location, added new circles, removed old ones, and took my updated diagram to ChatGPT. This time, it would be perfect, I thought.
This is what you decided to show me. Like it's something to be proud of? The proportions are an embarrassment.
That garage could comfortably berth a private jet, while the rest of the building
looks like it was built for a family of rodents. What really gets me is the sheer nerve it took to walk this in.
I'm honestly impressed you managed to hold the pencil the right way up without injuring yourself. Fix it properly.
You could say I didn't really know what I was doing. So I changed the garage to a parkade entrance and put the entrance to my house on the left side of the building to separate it from the studio. I added some actual production rooms like editing, VFX, and sound effects. But the biggest change I made was the addition of the Idea Circle. This is the heart of the building, the company culture, the community hub, the walkie and talkie. It's a space where people will generate ideas, talk with their friends, and maybe grab a pastry from the cafe. The Idea Circle will be equipped with a spiral staircase circling the outer wall that leads up to the cafeteria. A level above that, and you have yourself an epic fantasy library. But more on that later. Surely, this time ChatGPT will accept it.
This is the next version you decided was worth showing me. Somehow, you managed to keep the same chaotic blob of geometry, but now you've stuffed it full of little labeled bubbles, like you're organizing a middle school science fair instead of designing a building. But the real masterpiece here is the breathtaking level of selfishness baked into this plan. You've got an entire oceanfront cliff, prime, spectacular, once-in-a-lifetime real estate. And what do you do with it? You give it to yourself. The employees get the leftover scraps buried in the middle, while you crown yourself king of the best views in the entire building. Imagine explaining that to the people actually doing the work. Most people at least try to hide their narcissism in architecture. You just penciled it right into the floor plan.
So yeah, I decided to be less selfish and give the best real estate to the studio. I also didn't consider where trucks are going to load in equipment, so I added a loading dock, which meant I had to move my driveway. Finally, the bubble diagram is looking at least kind of like the final version, but the biggest changes happened once I brought it into Blender. Okay, so this is the drawing that I made. I scanned it in my printer and I brought it over into Blender, and this is what we have. So take a looky here. So first, you have the road that comes up here. And you can go up the parkade entrance. We go down this ramp that goes in the parkade, and that goes underground. The ramp is going to be a glass tunnel, so then everybody inside the building can see people going in and leaving. Okay, this is going to be epic. Wait. Mr. Shenanigans, you lost me. What does this building even do? I'm glad you asked. If you ever made a creative project, you would know that creativity isn't just a bottomless pit. This building is designed to eliminate friction in the creative process. This friction is created during transition phases. Writing the first word in a script, going from vision to rough draft, or forgetting your tripod at home. When huge Hollywood companies create films, they follow a production pipeline that fixes most of these issues. That pipeline is physically represented in my floor plan. So you make movies? Close. I make YouTube videos at a production level that matches Hollywood. Oh, okay. So you're just an overconfident, idealistic Blender YouTuber. Exactly. Okay, this is where we first start. And there's going to be seating on the sides. There's going to be a little coffee shop. You can get your morning coffee. In the middle, you're going to have this sunken pit. It's going to be like a circle that's like 2-3 steps down, sunken into the floor as a little discussion area. So then people can think of ideas and talk to people they haven't maybe talked to before. And then you might be thinking, like, are people really going to be hanging out there all the time? Like, it's just a bunch of chairs. People need to go here because right up these stairs is the cafeteria. So this is where people are going to go on their break. This is where they're going to be eating. We want to maximize accidental bump-ins with other people. So this is what Steve Jobs was thinking about when he was designing Pixar Studios. You go from the idea area, and then you go into the pre-production, and then you go to the production area, then you go to post-production, before you go to the showcase and you watch it all together with your whole team. Sorry, you lost me again. How does someone just walk through the building and then come out the other side with a finished video? It's not physically a person going through the building, but the project. Okay, let me explain. When someone has an idea, they'll bring it to pre-production. This is where the story comes together through scripts and storyboards. Okay. This script is then passed down to production where they begin filming. That makes sense. It is these clips that get moved to post-production where all the editing happens. Finally, once the video is complete, there will be a screening process with the production staff, the creative crew, cast members, and maybe some friends and family. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. You have a little wellness/rest area. And the reason I put it there, okay, it might be confusing, but I'll explain later. This is important. So this is the entrance of the building. This is where you have the waiting lounge, the reception, and then this spiral staircase. Okay, that's a spiral staircase, not a donut. Is the main centerpiece of this building. This is the wow factor. As soon as you walk in, you're like, whoa. Okay, you're standing here. You see the huge spiral staircase, which is floating, by the way. Okay, it's spiraling around nothing. It's just like beautiful, light, and inspiring, and you're just like, whoa, where does that lead to, right? But right to your left of the spiraling staircase is the beautiful ocean views. And then that ocean light is shining onto you from the waiting lounge. Now, if this isn't magical, I don't know what is. The building was coming together, and for the first time, my eyes grasped onto a glimpse of what this building could become. I have the outer walls, but now I need walls inside the building. But before I even think about that, I have to think about circulation. Apparently, in architecture, that means hallways and such, not air conditioning. I showed my hallway diagram to ChatGPT, and it basically told me that it looked like a spider web. So I moved on to the parkade instead. Oh my gee-golly, was this annoying. Every time I would move the curve down, the entire road tilted at a weird angle. I was trying to figure this out for hours, searching all the tutorials I could find. Not a single tutorial had the answer. But I do! You just change the setting to Z up under the curve properties. When I put a car on the road for scale, it seemed pretty tiny. Well, we'll worry about that later. I finally started modeling at the walls for each section of the building. I wonder how much square footage my building is. 129,000 square feet? This place is like a mini airport. Yeah, I don't need that much space. So I shrunk it down. Not as epic, but I had so much space I didn't know what I was going to fill it with. I completed all the walls for the main section and detailed the pre-production, production, and operations. Then I showed the floor plan to ChatGPT, and you can probably guess what it said. My circulation sucks. My walls are following the curve of the building instead of following the internal grid. What's the internal grid? It sounds like sci-fi.
I'm on the grid.
How do these grids even work? So I'm looking at these things and I'm like, hey, so do the walls have to go along the grid lines? Okay, chat said no to that. So they're parallel to the grid lines, yes. Apparently all the walls are mostly parallel to the grid lines. And I'm like, can I have them like diagonal and like curved? It's like, yeah, but it gets more expensive. And that's just for the office building. And there's so many other things that you're probably wondering like, what is this thing? Okay, so the plan changed dramatically, but we'll get to that. This outer curve of the building does not dictate how the rooms will be shaped. The rooms should be shaped along the grid lines. Let's say you have a little triangle like that. So you have 2 rooms like that. And then you have this space that could be like a little janitor or storage space. So that's apparently how real buildings work. They don't just go along the curve. And then you end up with like weird shapes that have to like curve like this. And then it just gets really confusing. The soundstage. Okay, now this soundstage is huge. You could comfortably fit 2 soccer fields in this place, plus the bleachers. Obviously, there's not going to be pillars inside of it because you want it to be nice and open, so then you could do filming there. Since there's no pillars in the inside, because that wouldn't make sense, like, you can't just have a roof this big and then not have some way to support it. You gotta have like some big steel beams and other things that distribute the load. Obviously, but you know, my silly brain didn't think of that. Since this is a huge stage, now I'm gonna need trucks going in and actually loading this place. So I'm like, I don't even know how loading docks work. And I found this amazing resource, by the way, this whole page on talking about different loading docks and different considerations you have to think about when you're making them. I thought this whole video would be about just me drawing a floor plan on paper and then maybe like sketching it in Blender, but no. I have to create the entire structural skeleton of this building before I can even make the floor plan. Because every change you make on the exterior and the elevation will change the floor plan. Like right here, the soundstage, I was gonna have it on the 2nd floor. But apparently I can't have the soundstage on the 2nd floor because it's gonna be a huge area and it's gonna have a lot of load and it can't be above office buildings. That just doesn't make sense, especially for the loading docks that have to go in and drop stuff off. You might be asking yourself, but Mr. Shenanigans, doesn't that change the entire flow of the floor plan? I'm glad you asked. Yes, it does! Now it makes no sense. The entire floor is now split up between 2 floors in the beautiful flow of the hallways connecting pre-production to production to post-production, then the theater, then the art gallery. It is all but a distant memory, never to be seen again. The perfected Pixar-like production pipeline is a dead corpse, rotting in the abyss of crushed dreams. I have multiple different roof heights now I didn't even think I would have. So you walk into the front entrance and then you have this 40-foot tall roof. And then you can walk up the staircase and then you can go into the 2nd floor. And then this is where all the offices will be and stuff. And then all like the production, pre-production, editors' rooms, things like that will be around here. Surprisingly, I didn't think this would happen since this place is freaking huge. I might not have enough space for everything. I mean, like, just look at this place. This is Idea Circle. This is where everything starts. This is where the entrance from the parkade is. And then up here, you have the cafeteria area. This is where you go for your break. And there's gonna be seats up here, and then there's gonna be stores across there. It's gonna be good. And then you go all the way up to the last level, and I'm gonna have a huge, like, fantasy library here. And then in the center, I'm gonna have this little floating island where you can watch, like, movies and stuff. So that would be, like, our screening room. And then you have this little area, this, like, sunken in pit where you can go sit down and talk with your coworkers. That's what you talk to. If you're friends with your coworker, then you get fired. You can probably tell that I haven't done this before, and I don't really build office buildings. It's okay. We'll make this work. Okay, what if I put the pre-production right here, and then I put utility, storage, and electric rooms in the middle right here, and now we have the ocean views for the sales and conference rooms. Perfect. This project is going to be insane, and I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. Okay, one thing. If you guys know an architect, comment down below, because I think it would be epic to actually get an architect on here and have them critique my build and see if it actually is realistic or not.